And you're here for sentencing. It was originally charged as domestic violence, second offense, 3 counts, and disturbing the peace. The prosecutor dismissed all the domestic violence charges, and the matter was set for sentencing today on a disturbing the peace charge. I wanted to read the police reports and get victim input. There's actually a complainant, Shonda Alberry. Is that you? And I did read the police report, and it disturbed my peace. This happened on Michigan Avenue in the neighborhood I grew up in when I was a kid, a couple 100 yards from where I grew up, and disturbed the neighbors, and you were just out of control. According to the report, you were mad that your wife sold a car and got some money to support her and her kids, and you came over like a bull in a china shop once again and wanted the money or some of it. That spilled out into the street, and you're yelling at her and knocking her down, and the neighbor lady said this happens all the time. I don't exactly know why it resulted in the plea that it did. I suspect there were some issues with the people cooperating. I have a victim impact statement. She's asking for not jail time. Ms. Ives, what would you like me to know?
Well, Your Honor, my client works at Applebee's. They have 4 children together. I think my client, based on the events that happened here, he believes that most likely him and his wife are probably going to have to file for divorce. He kind of has a different outlook on the way this went down. I mean, he went over there to get proceeds from a truck that was stolen, and that created, sold. And an argument ensued over the money that was supposed to be there. Clearly, I think that he would indicate that he tries to just walk away from incidents with his wife. I mean, he knows that there's just got to be a better way to get through. And a co-parent, they have 4 children together. He's got custody of one of the children.
My 19-year-old stays with me.
And then the other are with their mom. But
where are you staying, William? Yeah, we talked about that before, just down the road from me. All right, so you're still out there?
Yeah.
Are you still at Applebee's?
Yes.
All right, go ahead, Rhonda.
I just worked 7 days this past week.
All right. Go ahead.
I think that's it, Your Honor. I mean, I think that, you know, he wishes that, I think that there wasn't these tumultuous issues between him and his wife, and they could work everything out. It just seems that they definitely have differences of opinion, and it leads to arguments, and it just may be time for both of them to move on.
Mr. Alberry, what would you like me to know?
It all sucks. 19 years of marriage is a lot to throw away. But I feel that if I don't move on, she'll be my prison sentence, because she'll push me until the point one of us is gone.
Well,
and
tell
I
me
don't feel
about
that's right for my kids.
Tell me about the sale.
Stop.
Tell me about the sale of this truck.
My truck, we redid the engine in it. A few months later, my transmission went out. Got pushed back up into the driveway. The agreement was on 2 cars that were sold that we were supposed to split it because we both helped pay for them. Now, the first one, she didn't give me nothing off of.
You were not living there?
She told me when I came over to pick up, when I come over, that she would give me part of the money for the pickup truck, because she didn't give me part of the money for the first car we got rid of. That she got rid of, why she threw me out.
Okay. So you weren't living there at that time?
No, I was staying with her on and off. Because I don't know, she wants to string me along all she can.
All right, and there was no child support order in place?
No.
Were you giving her money to help the kids?
Yeah, I was giving her my Applebee's check free and clear every 2 weeks until she threw me in jail. Then I stopped it from going to her.
All right. So how much did this truck sell for?
I told her I wanted to sell it for no less than 800. As far as what she actually sold it for, I couldn't tell you, sir.
So you're having a fit over $400 or less. Plus, I'm not sure why, I don't make the decisions about what the charges are, what they're reduced to. But this happened in front of witnesses. The neighbor lady saw it all. Police saw you were a huge horse's ass when the cops got there.
Probably because I had just been punched in my face, sir. 3 times while I was sitting in my van.
Punched by who?
By the complainant.
Well, that doesn't give you a right to abuse the cops. Now, what the neighbor lady said and what the kids said differs from your version, but Marissa, do you wish to provide any input? All right. This is not a domestic assault charge that was dismissed, but I suppose you're arguably a complainant for disturbing the peace. Are you Shonda Alberry?
I am.
And what would you like me to know?
The incident that had occurred that day, William the truck had broke down across the road, but we were having previous issues with it the week before, where it was only going 20 miles an hour and he was frustrated with it. Well, the transmission finally went out on it. It was abandoned across the road with transmission fluid all over the ground.
So right on Michigan Avenue there?
Yeah, right across, like diagonal from our house. He sent me a
On the
message.
street or in a parking lot?
On the street.
Okay.
He had sent me a message and said, sorry, I can't be the man that you want me to be, and I'm done. I am moving to Colorado. The truck is on the side of the road. Therefore, I had to take the truck and get it back to the house so it wouldn't get impounded. And the agreement was I did sell the truck for $800. He was giving me half of his Applebee's check, which was only a couple $100 every 2 weeks to help with the kids. And a friend, a female friend, had a 3-year-old and she was kicked out of her house. She asked to crash on my couch for 2 weeks. I told her, yeah. The kids said, Mom, we can't let her sleep in the car with her 3-year-old. He stopped helping with the kids. I've had the kids in my possession, in my care for 9 months now with no help from him. Because he proceeded to say that if he wasn't allowed to stay in his house, no one else was.
Yeah, this happened in September. So
Yes.
you're saying you've got no child support since September?
I did for a couple of weeks afterwards, yes. But when I decided to help a friend out that we both knew of, he stopped it. His Applebee's check was going into a joint account and I gave him half of it every time it hit the account. The $400 for the truck I used to pay his rent because he then stopped helping with the kids.
Is there anything else you'd like me to know?
And the argument that day that did expire, I did tell him that I had the money, but it was in the bank. And that was not good enough for him. So he proceeded to say, okay, you're not gonna give me my money, so I'm gonna take $400 worth out of the house. So he went to in the garage and took all the tools out of the house that we both bought. And proceeded to go into the house and broke the microwave, which his children used to eat. And yeah, the neighbors are fed up with it. I'm fed up with it. The kids are fed up with it. Like, we can't. We
Well,
don't see.
He
eye to
hasn't
eye.
been, he hasn't been back there since September, correct?
No, but he has proceeded to go buy the house and rev his engine and everything else.
Well, you live right on the main,
Yeah.
street there. All right, this is a divorce case. They call them district court divorce cases. They come in different varieties, domestic assault, sometimes small claims, sometimes landlord tenant cases. But this isn't a divorce court. There was no indication about any physical assault from the complainant. It's just a fight about petty money stuff, and you're about as petty as it could get. If you had a legitimate child support order, you wouldn't like it very much, and then give some money when you feel like it.
We have an open case in Indiana for a divorce. And I have been to Indiana. William has physical custody of the kids. The kids are supposed to live with him. Therefore, I cannot get food stamps for the children or any type of help.
Well, nobody lives in Indiana, so I'm not sure how you ended up with a Indiana divorce.
We lived there prior and that was.
So is the divorce pending?
I was told that it was closed because he filed for a case closure.
So you're
But-
not actually divorced.
No, we're still legally married. And
Well, he's right. Somebody needs to take the step here in Michigan.
yeah, I've tried to get it transferred to Michigan and Indiana will not transfer it because they're saying that it's still open in Indiana.
Well, again, that's a divorce case and I'm here on a disturbing the peace.
Correct.
I'm gonna order 4 days jail credit, 4 days. He spent 4 days in jail. A $75 crime victims' rights fee, $50 state minimum fee, and a $150 attorney fee. That's $350, and that's all money away from your family. The bond that he had to post to get out of jail was money away from your family. But I'm gonna give you some time to pay this. I'm gonna make it due by June 30th. Somebody needs to file for divorce and memorialize things, or maybe you'll live together happily ever after. I don't know. But you're right, the neighbors are sick of it. The cops are sick of it. You were very rude to the police. $350 by June 30th. Now, there's not a no contact order. He's no longer on bond. If you wish to have no contact, you're gonna have to have a personal protection order, and you can request on here. But you guys have children in common. You need to be able to talk to each other. This isn't good for your kids. And breaking their microwave might have made you feel better in the temporary, but you don't have any money and now your kids can't microwave food. Somebody ought to microwave you. Anyway, it's a disturbing the peace. It isn't, it's more than that, but that's what I've got. So you're free to go, Miss Alberry. Mr. Alberry, you wait here with me for a minute. You're free to go. I'm not sure we're done with this. There's a lot of hard feeling and ill will here. And you're not divorced and you gotta get through this. But you come off very badly in this police report, going over there for your $400, breaking their stuff. Well, that's like something a first grader does. You need to be a better man for your family and for yourself. All right, I want you to pay that fine. And I don't want you to come back in and see me for a while. All right, you're good to go.
No problem. Thank you. Take my piece of trash stuff to Colorado.
Perhaps that's a solution.
That's a great solution. Have a nice day. Thank you.
All right, John Rittman.